Hi everybody, Jarrett Volzer here, and I will give you a tour of the Surpass CL suite of applications for your church library. We'll begin with the base package, Surpass CL, but you'll see that when you install the demo, you do get icons for the other components that are optional with Surpass CL. And we'll just open up the CL icon here. The admin ID does not have a password on it in the demo, so simply click OK and then continue using Surpass CL Central. You can also launch those other applications from under the home menu here. So there's the link for Safari, Self-Check, and Copycat. So CL is the core module. This is where you do all of your cataloging, managing your materials, and all of those functions are found here under the Materials menu. You also have the Patrons menu. That's where you can add all of your church members in there. And then Circulation for checking your books in and out and renewing and that sort of thing. So just to give you kind of a quick look through here, we'll start with Materials. The Add or Edit view, you get a list of your materials on the left, and whichever one you click on, you'll see the details on the right. And you've probably noticed that some of them have the book image in there, and that comes in. There's no charge for that part of the subscription. Later, when we talk about the patron catalog, you can also bring those into the Safari search with a paid subscription called Safari Selections. So you can navigate by clicking on an item here, or you can hide this list and just use this pointer, the record counter in the top right to step through them. I usually leave the list on, and then for each book you've selected, you can view it in Simple View, where you can actually edit the record there, or the preview, which shows you a little bit more of what it would look like in the patron catalog. So I will leave this one on Simple View. This is also where you add your materials. So with the Add button, I can click on New and choose a particular material type, like just a regular book. And then it's just a matter of filling in an author, a title, the publication information, topical terms to make it searchable. And then when you click Save, it will become one of the items over in your catalog on the left. And that would be manual cataloging. And I'm not going to save changes to that record. We also give you the capability to add items from the internet with quick cataloging, where you simply enter the ISBN, you let Surpass go and look it up, and you can see it filled in all the details over here on the right, and then you just add your local call number to this. So whatever your local call number will be, you click Save, and then you've added that item to your collection. So all sorts of reports here under materials, your shelf list report for a list of all of your items, category count, materials currently checked out. You can also print your barcode spine labels from here as well. And some basic inventory functions are found all under this materials menu. The patron area, this is where you can add or view your patrons. So if we click on one, we can see if you bring your pictures in, you'll get their picture and all of their details over here on the right. You can add them to family member groups, and that way when you go to check out a book to one member of the family, it will tell you if anybody else in the family has something that's overdue or late. Materials will show you which items the current patron has checked out. And reports will give you a lot of details for lists that you can print. So you can print your overdue list, your library usage. You can actually even print ID cards and laminate them from in here. So that's kind of a quick look at the patrons area. And then the all-important circulation area. This is where you'll be checking your items in and out and renewing them for patrons. So if you had patron cards, you could scan them, but really you can just start typing names here, either part of a first name or part of a last name, and it will find the matching patron even if you just type a few letters. You can see here's that warning. Patron has family members with overdue items, so nice little tie in there for families. And then you simply scan or enter the barcode number or even part of the book name and find it from the list by title if you had to. So different ways you can check out. You can enter either the name or the number in the item field, and then it will check the book out according to your circulation rules. And you can see the transaction log here at the bottom says that this item was checked out, and it shows you the due date on there as well. So checking in would be even easier. If you had a book with a barcode, you could simply scan the barcode or type the number in. And you can see now here in my transaction log, you can see that item has been checked back in. Another way you can check items in is from patron status, where you can actually look up the patron. So let's look up another patron here. We'll just do the Banks family, and we'll bring up Sarah. Family member has overdue items. So now I can see all the items that Sarah has out, and I can click on any item and check it in directly from here, or renew it from here, or renew all of her items. So this patron status is a really handy area. If a book were lost, you could also use the declare lost or print out the list of items for the patron. So those are kind of the three areas that you'll be using, the most important areas in CL Central: materials for all of your books and other types of items, patrons for managing your patron lists, adding new ones, that sort of thing, and then circulation for your check-in and check-out under transactions. And each of those has a reports area where you can step through the steps of a report. All of the reporting areas will step you through. So I'll go to material reports, for instance, and let's say I wanted a shelf list, and you just use either the tabs or the next step button at the bottom and just fill out each page. So I've selected my report on step 1. I have different options for the report in step 2. I'll just let it choose all materials for this report, but I can also do a range or specific ones. And then the last step is viewing and printing the report. So all of the reports here can either be printed or exported from Surpass CL Central. So you'll find a lot of configuration things in the setup area. It's where you can set up your calendar, your categories for your different material types, be they books, movies, DVDs, games, etc. Circulation rules lets you set how long, the number of days that items can be checked out and how many times they can be renewed. Patrons is where you set up what you want to call your patron types, like adult, parent, child, that sort of thing. And then lots of preferences. Now, I'm going through these very quickly, but you can get details on all of these areas from the Help button, which is always available in the top right corner. And when you click it, it opens up the help file directly to that section of the user's guide. So this is the same as the printed user's guide, completely searchable and in context for every section of the program, complete with screenshots to show you what every little section does. So that's a kind of a quick tour of the Surpass CL. Let's take a real quick look at two of the other areas. We talked about cataloging here in CL, where we simply went to materials, and on our add edit screen we used the add button. And quick cataloging would look it up on the internet and find one result. Well, there's a more powerful way to catalog, and it's an optional add-on called Surpass Copycat. So if we open up Copycat, we're going to get a little warning that while we're on the demo, it's going to insert demo text. So don't use it for actual production cataloging, but it's great during the trial to test it out. So I'll make this a little bigger so you can see what's going on. And you can, with the full Copycat, you have tons of databases you can select from. The free one that was built into Surpass CL that I showed you is going to search just Library of Congress. This lets you choose lots of libraries. I've got 3 of them selected over here. You just add and remove from the list. So I'm only going to select these 3. And then I can search by more than just ISBN. I can actually search by author and title in Copycat. Whereas back in CL Central, the free internet cataloging only allowed you to search by ISBN. I do have an ISBN, so I'll just punch it in here and we'll let it search. And it's actually going to find multiple hits at each of the libraries I selected. And you can see the different results here. So I can flip through and see which one has the best record that I want to add to my collection. I usually like to switch from Mark View over to Card View, and that way I can look to see which one's the most complete. So you can see this first one compared to this third one has a nice summary on it. That might be a better record as long as the copyright information is correct for the item that I have. Then I can find the best record to add to my collection. So that's a kind of just a real quick look at Copycat. Again, you've got the help button here and a full trial where you can run through all of those features. This is where you add your local call number, and then ultimately you can add that MARC record, save the changes that you made to it, and add it to your collection. So the last piece I'll show you in here is Safari, and this is another optional add-on. This is the full patron catalog for doing author title searches. So we can come in here, search for a topical term. All the resulting records are going to appear on the right. If you subscribe to the optional Safari selections, you'll see book jackets for many of the items that come in through a third-party service that matches them based on the ISBN of the book. So that really spruces up your catalog to be able to see the book jackets there. When you click on any item, you're going to get all the detail for it. If there are reviews available, you can read the reviews. That's also part of the Safari selection subscription. And if we go back to home, and you can see the search results here at the top with 23, you have the ability to narrow your search results on the right. So I could just say, show me only the books that were part of fiction or juvenile collection, and it will basically just filter the search results over on the right. Lots of other great things you can do in Safari. You can build book bags. Patrons can place holds or reserves. There's places where you can post library news, lists of items that are new in the library, popular titles based on your circulation rules. You can even build reading lists, which are just lists of books based on a certain topic that you might choose to post, maybe based on a sermon series that's going on or something like that. I mentioned library news, that's over here on this tab on the right. So this is the Safari patron catalog. Often it would run on a separate computer in your library, or if you use our hosting service, this would be available on the web for your patrons or members to be able to search your library catalog from home. So those are the key components. There will be another tour on the self-check module, which I did not cover, but that's kind of a quick look at CL, Safari, and Copycat, and I hope you'll try all those things out when you get into the demo. Thanks for watching.